Hello and welcome to UC Today. My name is Kieran Devlin and today's session is How Regulated Sectors Attain Peace of Mind with LeapXpert. I'm delighted to be joined by Shabar Nurah, VP of Product Management at LeapXpert. Shabar, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Karen.
Before we explore about exactly how regulated sectors attain their peace of mind with LeapXpert, Shabar, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey with LeapXpert?
Yeah, sure. So at LeapXpert, our mission is responsible business communication, which means we help businesses make sure that their employees are able to achieve client satisfaction and talk to their clients while also being compliant and communicating responsibly. I am the VP of Product Management and Design at LeapXpert, and I lead the product management and design teams here, working closely with customers and trying to solve some of their problems.
Perfect. And before we examine a bit more of the specifics on LeapXpert's solutions and how they support customers, can you please let's give us maybe a state of the industry status update on what would you say are the major challenges impacting regulated industries in 2024?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one consistent trend that we have been seeing year after year for the last few years that I do not see changing in 2024 or even in the future years is the regulated authorities continuing to enforce some of these compliance regulations where financial services firms and brokerages and banks are required to maintain a copy of their conversation with their customers, right? The regulation has been out there for several years. A few years ago, the authorities started, bringing down fines, and that trend has just not let up. Like I think few days ago, 4 days ago, FINRA fined Dawson James Securities, which is a small security firm, $500,000 for not, keeping their conversations with their customers and not preserving those conversations. So we are seeing this trend where it's not just the big banks that are being, scrutinized and fined, but also like smaller firms. It doesn't matter what size you are and how big you are. FINRA and other authorities are coming down hard on this, and this is not just a US thing; it's a global phenomena. I think everyone wants to make sure that critical conversations around in these regulated sectors are preserved and are available for e-discovery and other purposes later. And like I said, I don't see that changing anytime soon.
And naturally, as you say, LeapXpert's mission is to provide solutions to these challenges. So can you
Yes.
please tell us a little bit about LeapXpert's Microsoft Teams solution for now and how it assists Teams customers and regulated industries to achieve the peace of mind we talked about on the compliance front and beyond?
Yeah. Before we get to Microsoft Teams, I think I'll spend like a quick overview of how LeapXpert helps its customers. So imagine you're a bank or a financial services institution. You have all your customers today on different messaging, using different messaging apps like iMessage, WhatsApp. If you're in Asia, then it's WeChat, WeCom, all of that, right? And typically, all these banks have taken the approach that because we cannot, regulate or capture these conversations, you're not allowed to use them. But that doesn't fly because people will find a way around. And when the customer messages you, what are you supposed to do, right? Like, so it results in like a lot of client dissatisfaction because every time you're asking them to either send you an email or something like that. What LeapXperts does is it allows these account managers and relationship managers to talk to their clients, whether it's on WhatsApp or iMessage. Uh, Clients get responses very quickly, and at the same time, the IT admin gets peace of mind that all of these conversations are captured. So we sit in the middle and we sort of federate these conversations on both sides, which now brings me to the Microsoft Teams solution. Talking to a lot of our customers, we realized that all of these employees are spending their day in Microsoft Teams for their internal communications because that's how they communicate. So having them to switch apps to talk to their clients was inefficient and had friction. So we built a solution where LeapWork we have a LeapWork app inside of Microsoft Teams using the Teams app development platform that allows these employees to talk to their clients from within Microsoft Teams. And the clients on the receiving side get the message on whether it's iMessage, WhatsApp, or WeChat, doesn't matter. They get the message on their preferred client, communication channel. And this is a huge, as you can imagine, time saver and productivity enhancement. So it was built with three outcomes in mind. The first is increased productivity for these employees. The second is peace of mind for IT admins. And the third is the client satisfaction. And this solution meets all those three outcomes.
And what I think is quite interesting when I was reading about the types of solutions you guys are working on, I believe that the service also enhances productivity. I wonder if you could give us a bit more detail on that specific front.
Yeah. So imagine, without this solution, what you're doing is you're talking to your colleagues in Microsoft Teams during the day. Then you're switching your app, either pulling out your mobile phone or switching your app to talk to your clients. There is that constant friction of, moving across apps. Plus, the conversations you're having are related, right? Because when you talk to your client, you come back and share that with your colleagues. Or if internally you have talked about some projects, you take that and share with your customers. But now with the Microsoft Teams solutions, you're all in one canvas. It's all right there. So you can have conversations without even leaving Teams. And that way, all the other things, like if you want to copy paste content, for example, right? Or if you want to forward messages, things like that, they just become very quick and seamless. And you can use your existing Microsoft mobile Teams mobile app or your desktop app or even the browser app and communicate with your clients without having to download anything else, switching your devices or apps. So it's a huge productivity enhancement. It just takes that friction out of your experience.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think just holistically across the industry, from what we're seeing, definitely is customers really looking for that streamlined experience, that
Yes, like a
frictionless
single pane
experience.
of glass. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
for sure.
interesting, and yeah, and I feel that's absolutely going to be invaluable, especially as we introduce more and more complexities into people's work lives. I think another priority of your guys' solution is client satisfaction. Can you please explore that? Obviously, that seemed at face value that's quite vague, but I understand you guys have a very specific definition that you're really trying to address.
Yeah, I think in when it comes to client satisfaction, there's few things, right? Like timeliness of response, whether you're able to share information with the client, how are you able to sort of build a persona of the client so that you are start understanding these clients. One thing to remember is these are all of these conversations are high touch, high value relationships. So these are relationships with high net worth individuals, with wealth managers and things like that. So these are not your typical a call center or customer service scenarios. So this is where people get to know each other and build relationships over the years. So it is very important to get to know the person on the other side and sort of build that persona, build that knowledge about them. What this solution does is, number one, you can because it's all available there. You have the chat history available there. You can go back and see your discussions. You can share files, for example. It's all right integrated into your day to day workflows. So that really helps you serve your clients better. You're able to respond to them quickly, like because you're not switching apps. And if you need any more context, the context is always available there, and it's all available in the same solution that you use anyway for communication.
And lastly, this was touched on when we discussed earlier, but I'm obviously it's massively important having different communication channels all in one place. This touches what we discussed earlier with the streamlined processes, the streamlined workflows. But can you please, from your guys' perspective, how important is it? Why is it important? And especially with messaging as one of those key communication channels?
It's that whole single pane of glass experience, right? And it's not just from the employee experience perspective; it's also from the IT admin perspective. The more apps you have, the more canvases you have. The IT admin is stuck deploying them, doing user management, directory management, all of those things, right? Whereas when you have a solution that is integrated into Teams, it's like you deploy once, then it's available to your employees. You don't have to do any training. You don't have to train your users on how to use this new app. They just use Teams like they always do, right? So having that single pane of glass, uh, I mean, how tired is everyone of? There's one app for email, there's one app for internal communications, there's one app for external communications, and there's a fourth app for calendar. But if everything is integrated into Teams, it's the same promise of Teams, but also apply to your client conversation. So I think it becomes very critical. It takes the stress out of, hey, where was that conversation now? Let me go find it. And then you're going to bring it back to your internal. All of that stress gets reduced so you can actually focus on the work that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's just relating it to my own circumstances. It must
Yes.
be so exciting.
Just have it
just
in
being
one
able to
place. Yeah.
yes, just very
Yeah.
easily pick things off, whether there's,
Yeah.
files to inform this conversation or important details. It would just like, it would be really just make it so seamless and stress free.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Sure.
I think that's all we've got time for today, but I've really enjoyed today's session. So thank you, Shabari, for being
Likewise.
here.
Thank you so much again for having me. I always enjoy conversations, Kieran. Thank you.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share on social media, and we'll see you next time. I've been Kieran Devlin of UC Today. Thanks for watching.